Today I'm trying two ways to transfer the exact same photo. The first method is the more traditional way to do it. But the second one is much faster and easier, and honestly, I was surprised by how well it worked.
So yeah, let's do it. Let's create something artistic. Okay, we will obviously start with a photo transfer. And for this one, you can use an inkjet or laser print, whatever you prefer. Remember, inkjet is faster and easier to do, but laser is more archival, so whatever fits your process. I prefer laser because I like my artwork to be archival, but whatever works for you, it's fine.
I'm going to use a laser printer and print a mirror image on a standard printer paper. And I printed them at 3.5 by 5 so I can work small today. Also, it's always a good idea to choose a photo that is simple, clear, and has a good contrast.
Next, let's choose the surface we are going to transfer our photo onto.
For the surface, we can use anything like wood or canvas. But I'm going to transfer to watercolor paper. The transfers always look good on this type of paper. However, watercolor paper can be quite expensive, so a good way of saving some money is to buy them in a large sheet and cut them down to the size we need. But today I think I'm going to use paper from this Bleak watercolor pad. So that's another way of saving money. Though I feel like this paper is not as nice as the one that comes in large sheets. Still, it's pretty nice and will work just fine for our purpose today.
Oh, and by the way, if you have my previous book, the mixed media photography book,
you can find today's technique on page 104.
And you can find this wonderful book on Amazon. Okay, so in order to have a fair test, we need to transfer the same photo onto the same surface. So let me quickly show you how it's done.
The first one is the usual one which we've done before in previous videos. It uses matte medium as the transfer medium. We are simply going to spread the matte medium on our surface and place our photo face down onto the wet medium. Then we're going to use a craft knife to help us start rolling and peeling off the top paper. After the top paper is removed, we are going to wet the back of the print with clean water and use a soft sponge to remove the rest of the paper.
Okay, so obviously this method is not too difficult to do. However, it takes some time to do it, especially the waiting for it to dry part. So I'm going to show you a faster technique to transfer photos onto any surface, including wood or canvas. And for this process to work, you need this. But what is it? Let's find out.
So this is a blender marker. And it works for image transfer because it has the chemical xylene in it. So please be sure to read the warning label before using it. And definitely work by an open window or outdoors if you can. You can find out more information about this process and also using alternatives in my latest book, the new mixed media photography book. Okay, so now let's see how it works. Basically, all we need to do is tape down the laser print face down over the surface. Then we need to apply the blender marker to the back of the print until we can see through to the image. and use the handle of our scissors to burnish the back, and this will transfer the image to the surface.
So yeah, this was easy and pretty fast. Remember, it can be toxic, so make sure you work by an open window, please. So now you have two different transfer methods that you can choose from.
Here they are side by side, same photo, completely different result. The traditional transfer came out much rougher and more textured, while the faster method gave me a softer, almost dreamy look. Honestly, I like them both for different reasons.
And you can choose whichever transfer method you prefer.
By the way, if you're not interested in transferring your photo or you don't have time, you can obviously print your photo directly onto the surface. It obviously limits you to the thickness and size of paper your printer can handle, but it's definitely an option. Anyway, I'll talk about it some more in the next video.
And before we continue, I just wanted to quickly mention that if you like this process, you're going to love my book, the new mixed media photography book. It's available on Amazon, so make sure you check it out soon. And if you prefer the digital PDF version, check out the ebook. It's available on my website, nitsacreativestudio.com. See you there.
In the next video, I'm going to paint these photo transfers and test different type of coloring pencils on them. I have a feeling they're all going to create very different effects, so that should be interesting.
Okay, this was so much fun. Let me know which one was your favorite and why. It will be interesting to read your opinions. I hope you enjoyed this video, you know I did, and I hope you found it useful in any way. Thank you so much for watching, for commenting, for sharing, and most of all, thank you for your time. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye! Today we're bringing photo transfer to color to life. Ay, ay, ay. Why can't I talk today? I don't know. But it's a fact, I can't talk today. All right. I think this is better. Thank you for watching the bloopers. I'll see you next time. Bye.